All right, good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. So I've had some time real quick to analyze the situation. So we had the attack on the Saudi Arabia refining process plant the other day. We've got multiple naval exchanges between Iran and Israel over the past few weeks, and we now have confirmed from a legitimate news site, Haaretz News out of Israel, that a cargo ship was hit, and they are saying it was in fact an Iranian missile. Okay, so unfortunately, I had to come up with a strategy on how to play this, and I don't like making these reactionary plays off of wars and weapons being used, but in this case, this is obviously going to have a very significant cause and effect on the price of oil if it has the effect. Now, sometimes these events, as crazy as they are and as scary as they are, it won't react. The price of oil won't. But if Middle Eastern oil is constricted and the Strait of Hormuz is also still blocked, I almost forgot, that could force United States drillers to start producing more. So the supply would essentially remain the same, but it would be coming from within. So here's the strategy I've come up with. We can use the USO. We could. But that to me is like my least favorite option. Just because of the yield. So if you want to play it safe, you can go with that if oil starts making that shift downward. Now, the OIH I like, but it's also kind of tricky because it really matters about the rig count. If that rig count goes down, the OIH is going to go down to it. It's an oil field service ETF. So basically, all the companies you hire to drill a well. So your drilling rig, your seaman people, your piping people, all of those people that provide the third party, actual drilling and production part of the wells. So, okay, let me break it down for those who don't know. So say BP owns a well, right? Well, they're going to hire about a dozen different companies to come in and do a dozen different things in order to drill that well, to test it, to then complete it, and then put it into production, and even then maintaining it. So you're literally talking about a dozen different companies that are used for each well. One well equals about a dozen different companies. So the OIH is actually very important, but again, it relies very heavily on the rig count. But if our Middle Eastern oil gets cut off and we have to up our United States production, then our service companies are going to be extremely busy. Let's just say those techs are going to be getting a lot of overtime. Makes me think about maybe going back to working on wellheads. I don't know. But anyways, so that's actually on the move up as we speak. So yeah, that's making a move. Oil is still holding negative at 4.5% as we speak. And then there's Gush. Being the most risky, it's the mid-cap domestic drillers. So they are definitely more volatile, smaller market cap, but it's leveraged and the yield is insane. When Gush runs, like you're going to get paid. And if this has the type of implications that could lead to, weeks or even months of disruption of Middle Eastern oil supply and distribution, these companies the stocks are going to shoot up through the roof. So again, if these issues happening over there do start to get out of control and we see Middle Eastern oil supply being constricted, domestic plays that I'm looking at, again, safest being the USO, the OIH being the service sector of it. So again, you've got a big pool of companies that are working on like the one well, which is what Gush is. So the companies that are in the ETF of Gush, the mid-time drillers, they're the ones that hire the OIH. So, like, I don't know, maybe I'm over-explaining that, but yeah, Gush, that's the risky one. So, yep, that's my strategy on that. Keeping an eye on the cost of oil. Other than that, guys, this is multiple things happening over there in a short period of time between countries that don't like each other. Hopefully it's inconsequential and everything gets squashed. But at the same time, this is something that can happen quick. It hasn't hit our media yet. Like I said, it's starting to catch on. A lot of people are starting to get the idea of it, but it hasn't caught our media. So this could be a gap up situation. Could. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen. Maybe oil prices stay the same. Again, maybe nothing ends up happening and they come to an agreement. They stop attacking each other. But at the same time, if the oil prices do start running up, that's my game plan. Okay? So don't, do your own research, do your own due diligence, use your own judgment and discernment before you make any moves on any of this, because frankly, all of these moves are risky. Anyways, guys, I'll try to keep you up to date. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I try to do as many updates, that are important as possible, and this one is very important, pretty serious. Anyways, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later.